Hello everyone, this is David from Fintokei, and I hope you are having a good time. I'm also appreciating that you are joining us and joining me at our today's first AMA, which means Ask Me Anything session, where I would like to answer any questions or any interests that you might have about Fintokei. But before we actually move on to the questions, can you please confirm that you can hear me, you can see me and see us, and that we are actually good to go? Also, please feel free to share wherever you are from, so that we know where all around the world people are watching us, and so that we can also make the community a bit more engaging. Let me also check our Instagram profile, because we are actually live both on YouTube and on Instagram. And as I said, today I'll be happy to answer the questions that we collected over the past few days. However, you can also ask any questions live, and I appreciate that you are here with us. So first I will go through the questions we have collected, and then of course I will go through the questions that will be posted on YouTube or Instagram right now. But before one more thing before I go to the questions. This is actually a first edition of a session like this, and I would actually like to do more of them in the upcoming future. We in general would like to be more engaged with our community, and we planned several activities and several initiatives that will be, let's say, community-based or community-driven from the upcoming summer. So you can expect more things like these AMA sessions, more maybe even giveaway sessions, or maybe even events that we would like to organize or join and basically meet with you guys. At the same time, we would like to build and be more active in community building. So if there is anyone who would maybe like to join us in this regard and help us with such activities, please let us know and contact our support or myself directly, and we can discuss further. But without further ado, let's go to the questions. One more thing I forgot. And in the middle of the today's session, which I believe will be around 30-40 minutes, we'll have a little gift to present and to basically give you guys as a reward for watching us and for being with us. So please stay tuned. And now really let's go to the questions. So I basically will go one by one through the questions that we have collected. And I'll start actually with the very first one. Hey guys, will there be any giveaway anytime soon? And the answer is yes. Like I just said, we plan to be more involved in this kind of community initiatives and activities. So please expect some definitely in summer, maybe even before end of June. Something will be happening. And that basically relates both to our global community as well as to our Japanese community, because even this video and this session will be translated into Japanese. I know we already have some Japanese traders watching us right now, but it's kind of the middle of the night right now in Japan. So we'll be doing a translated session later on. And we'll also do several new initiatives for Japan very soon. Let's go to the second one. Will there be any merch available for the funded traders? So will there be any merchandise such as these beautiful hoodies and similar? And the answer is also yes. We already give out the merchandise as part of some of our giveaways or contests. We also provide it to our members of the Fintokei Stars teams. So also you guys, if any one of you will be happy to share your story, we'll be happy to do an interview with us and provide some kind of insight, which is also one more thing I would like to personally focus on, to be more in touch with the traders and do more interviews. We'll be happy to provide you and reward you with our with our merch as well. So yeah, stay tuned for this. Why don't you guys give services to Indian traders? That's a good question. I know India is, or like many prop firms are actually focusing and providing their services to India, and we are looking at this market, and in general we want to expand our services in throughout all around the Asia. However, with India, based on the research we did so far, or the discussions we had with several stakeholders, it's not so straightforward. And as you may know, we come from a brokerage background, and we really want to do things we really want to do things properly and do a proper research before we enter any market actively. And unfortunately, with with India, there are several, let's not say barriers, but things that we need to figure out that relate to legal part, that relate to trading platform part, and also to the payment provider part. So once we figure this out, I hope we can actually open and become open to Indian traders and also to some other countries that are temporarily restricted at the moment. So fingers crossed, this may change sometime soon. Another question. Hello, can I request a payout of more than 5,000 US dollars? And the answer again, I would say, is definitely yes. As a matter of fact, and one interesting fact to share is that the highest payout that we provided to our successful traders was actually more than $100,000. It was 130 actually last year, and the highest payout this year is $62,000. So, and I mean individual payout to an individual trader. So definitely yes, you can get to interesting amounts. I would, however, say that this is not something that would be happening on a daily basis, of course. It's rather of an exception, or like really impressive performance. But as we always try to educate and inform our traders, we are much more focused on the consistent and long-term performance, and we try to guide our traders to be, let's say, like I said, more consistent and to reach repeated payouts in the long term, instead of hitting, let's say, one jackpot, or how to call it, in a single payout, but then blow the account, which unfortunately happens many times. So yes, definitely we do pay out big amounts, but I would say the goal for every trader should be consistency and long-term performance. Maybe one more interesting number to share. Pretty recently we actually overcame quite a big milestone. We paid out more than $20 million in total to our traders for the last 2 years. So that's actually something we plan to celebrate with all of you. And yeah, I would say fingers crossed for many more. And this is definitely the most important part of the whole prop firm industry. Let's say trustworthy and reliable prop firm that can actually pay out their traders. So this is definitely something we are focusing a lot on. And even though we don't have any, let's say, guarantee or brand promise, in average we process all of our payouts within 24 hours, actually even much quicker. So that's about that. Another question, product related. Hey guys, when do you roughly plan to integrate with TradingView? I can't wait. Thanks for your response. So this is, or this was actually supposed to be a little secret, but we did actually share it with some of our traders or some of our business partners. Yes, we are working on integration with the TradingView platform directly through our partner broker. And this project is actually coming to an end, hopefully very soon. So stay tuned for more updates about this. I would say in summer we will bring you much more details about this, because we are super excited once this gets finalized and we can tell you more about it. And one more question about products. Hey guys, do you plan to add any new instruments to Fintokei? specifically volatility index or the VIX instrument? If so, when? I know this option has been considered before. Thanks. So in general, I would say we are planning to reveal or release several new features and updates in summer. So in our case, summer definitely will not be boring or just a relaxing period. And one of the parts of the new releases will be new instruments that we are currently working on. We are still discussing with our LPs and with our risk teams which instruments it will actually be. We're mostly looking at crypto with the highest priority, but we would also like to add some other instruments, and VIX, the volatility index, can be one of them, but I cannot promise at the moment. So still no promises, but in the summer you will know more about this. Okay. Will there be any giveaway or limited challenge anytime soon? So giveaway, I answered yes. We definitely plan to be more engaged with our community. Also, we will introduce more special offers or limited offers. We know it's becoming pretty popular, and you guys also want to have some new challenges ahead of you, or maybe have some special features to be part of the challenges. So this is something we already started to do in our Japanese community and for our Japanese traders, and we will also introduce some special versions of our programs for the global audience in the near future. So yes, for that. And speaking of giveaways or special offers, I did promise and have a little special gift for you guys. As you may know, our most favorite and most popular program is a ProTrader challenge and $100,000 version of it. And today, if you guys like this plan and if you actually purchase this with a special coupon code, you can get a 20,000 Star Trader challenge on top of it for free. So you can see more details about it somewhere in the video. And the discount code is actually AMA David. So there is also a QR code downstairs where you can actually just go straight to the purchase page. So just to repeat, there is a code AMA David. You can find it below. It's available for the first 100 of you. And if you want to purchase our most popular program, feel free to do so, and you'll get a special gift, which will be a 20,000 account on top of it. By the way, as I mentioned, we have a big Japanese community, which most of them are actually asleep already, and we will have a special code for the Japanese community, for our Japanese audience, that will be released in tomorrow or the day after, together with the Japanese subtitled version of this video. So our Japanese traders, you don't need to worry that you would be missing anything out. And yeah, feel free to use that as well. Let me just go through, because I can see there are some questions from you guys, and thanks a lot for them. Of course, feel free to post even more. So I will go through 10, 12 more from the collected from past, and then we can go to the live questions. So just bear with me a little. Okay, do you guys plan to launch any physical meetups or events for the community? Again, like I said, this is something we want to focus more on. You will definitely be able to see us in some of the industry or trading related expos or conferences. As a matter of fact, next week, me and some of my colleagues, we go to Cyprus, to industry trading related expo. I will be visiting London in the UK. I'll be also visiting South Africa, as well as we plan an event and a conference in Japan in beginning of October. So that's one more thing we will do. And we also have some of our business partners who are promoting Fintokei and who are basically helping us with managing the community. Also in some specific countries, for example, right now there is a pretty cool event happening, or it's actually a tour, where one of our partners is driving in a van throughout the Italy and meeting with members of his and our community, discussing about trading. He also trades remotely from the van and basically posting daily reels, videos, and content about it. So that's pretty cool. And we definitely want to support more activities like this. So again, if any of you would be interested to such kind of cooperation, we would be happy to support it and find a way how to contribute. So feel free to reach out to our support or our partnership department and your account manager, or even to me personally, if you find me on Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever. Will you guys expand access to other countries, such as Latin America or Asia? I think I answered that already. We want to focus more on the Southeast Asia in the upcoming months. India being one of the countries we are definitely looking at. Also South Africa is a country that we are looking at, and I want to visit with some of my colleagues to meet with potential partners and clients. And there is one trading event happening sometime soon. Latin America is actually not really in our focus at the moment, but that might change maybe later in the year. So again, if there is someone from Latin America who would want to cooperate with Fintokei more, or who would like to try us out, we're definitely open. Just don't have the Spanish localization yet, and that's definitely important and kind of essential before doing any kind of expansion activities in that part of the world. So yeah, before we have any more activities there, that's something we need to do. Okay, now the question about trading restrictions. Why do you guys have consistency rules, and how do they work? How can you get out of them? I also saw some question about it in the comments live. So it's actually quite a complex topic. As you may know, the whole risk management of the prop firm trading flow is not really simple, because there are various ways how you can somehow arbitrage the whole simulated prop trading model. And at the same time, we experienced quite a lot of traders, or wannabe traders maybe, who are trying to, let's say, gamble their way through the challenges and even through the virtually funded account. And after, let's say, 1 year, 1.5 years being in the industry, we saw that these patterns were basically accumulating. And that's why sometimes a year ago, I would say, or in the summer last year, for those of you who can remember, we introduced something called, or a policy called anti-gambling policy, where we try to describe the rules and what we expect our traders to do and what we expect them not to do. We also introduced this consistency rules concept, because even after trying to describe the rules and trying to guide and motivate traders not to gamble, not to be risking too much, or not to be trying to kind of churn the accounts, pass the challenges by 1 or 2 trades, and then just blow the account after, let's say, the first payout. Basically, our, let's say, initiatives or our activities in this regard didn't really help in terms of the data and statistics and the sustainability of the whole trading flow, which is why we kind of needed to make the rules more clear. We even made the rules a bit more strict. We also introduced the minimum 3 profitable days rule on top of it. But just to clarify how we actually approach this, or how we look at this. So basically, on one hand, you have the trading rules and the anti-gambling policy, which is trying to discourage people from, like I said, risking too much, being too aggressive, and actually should motivate people to focus on the long-term, consistent, and repeatable performance. If, however, that's not the case for some reason, we do issue warnings, and in some cases, or if the warnings don't help, we even apply these so-called consistency rules on the funded accounts or on the challenge accounts, because that's our approach and that's our way how we try to motivate, actually, or try to force, even we could say, the traders to be trading more consistently and with a long-term approach, which I, at the same time, understand can be, let's say, can be perceived as restrictive, as limiting. But like I said, after discussing many different approaches, after even checking what other prop firms are doing, and after analyzing our flow, this was the most reasonable and most sustainable way how we would like to approach this. And yeah, so that's basically became kind of a part of our procedures. I would say the consistency rules and the ad hoc application of consistency rules is actually related to just a very small percentage of our traders. I would say it's definitely less than 5% of the traders who get these restrictions. But at the same time, what I think is very important to mention is that even though someone can get the consistency rules restrictions on their accounts, we basically definitely allow their way through the challenge to the virtually funded account and to the payout, and even through the data that we are collecting and through some statistics that we are collecting, we can see that basically accounts or traders who have these consistency rules applied are actually keeping their accounts alive for much longer, and majority of those who got these restrictions on actually still do have their accounts alive, which is very different from the let's say the approach or the results and the performance that they were doing before, where, like I said, many of them were like blowing too many accounts or risking too much. So in our eyes, this restriction works. It does guide people and our traders and our audience to the trading performance that we would like to see. And we do reward it by keeping our payouts very fast and by issuing funded accounts and so on and so forth. And two more important things regarding this topic, I would say. First, if someone manages to trade responsibly, even under the consistency rules, for a certain time, which is 3 to 6 months, we can review the performance and basically lift the restrictions off. And this already happened for several traders. Actually, we will be doing interviews with some of them and publishing that live sometime soon. And secondly, and now I forgot what I wanted to say, but yeah, I think the important part was that it's possible to lift the restrictions. It's possible also to discuss. That's what I want to say. It's possible to discuss this. So if you guys, for example, have, or if someone gets the consistency rules but can kind of prove to us that his or her trading is sustainable by providing a trading performance record from the other prop firm or from a brokerage, we can actually individually discuss and come to kind of an individual setup, or even removing the restrictions completely, which is, again, something that has happened several times already. So I know, just to conclude this, I know that any kind of restrictions or more strict rules may be perceived negatively, and we are continuously discussing on how to kind of balance this. So how to be restrictive in cases where we don't like the performance or where we send several warnings, but at the same time how to not make it too negative for our traders. But the current procedure, the current approach still seems to be the best in our opinion, and it doesn't, however, mean end of the world, and we are always, first of all, open to discussion, and second of all, even we are open to re-evaluating the restriction and completely lifting them off if the trader changes their approach. So that's, I would say, my comment to this topic. Of course, we can talk more about this if there will be more questions. But for the moment, I'll move on. So do you guys plan to add new instruments? That's what I commented already. So yes, stay tuned for summer, where we will reveal many new additions or features, and new instruments will be one of them. Are there any plans to personalize or customize the programs more, or create some kind of bonus accounts? Which I'm not sure what does that mean. However, in terms of the personalization, I can also say that this is something we are currently working on, and we will be introducing like an individual reward system, which will hopefully be very exciting for all of you guys, and that will basically reward many experiences that you will get through passing the challenges, or that you will get through the interaction with our platform, as well as that will reward you for a consistent and sustainable performance, even beside the scaling plan or beside the actual challenge to virtual funded account and to the payout. So yes, we will definitely have more personalization. And another, I would say, factor here is also the community aspect that I mentioned, is something we are going to be much more active at. So please stay tuned for more information about this as well. Now, regarding maybe 2 more questions from the past ones, will you guys update dynamic performance reward anyhow, or improve its bonuses? So maybe many of you actually don't know that we have a feature called Dynamic Performance Reward. It's actually part of our, at the moment it's part of our StarTrader challenges, where in the virtually funded phase, your performance reward that you can actually get out of your trading or for your trading is dynamic, and it actually depends on how much consistent and how much aggressive you are. There's a special calculation behind it. And what we are currently working on is that we would like to not introduce this feature to other plans. However, we would like to kind of spin off this feature or update this feature so that all of you actually can get this kind of a metrics available in your dashboard, and you can actually see what would be your, let's say, consistency score, what would be your aggressivity score or risk score that we use for the dynamic performance reward feature, such as, let's say, an analytical guide that can help you to improve your trading. So yes, expect some more features and tools coming to your My Fintokei dashboard, and some of them will actually derive from the dynamic performance reward feature. And if you'd be willing to explore how this feature works more, feel free to read our FAQs or even a blog post where we describe it in more detail. And one last question from past is about a mobile app. So if we plan to release any mobile app for trading or account management. And even here I can say the answer will be, or is, yes. As a matter of fact, we already have a mobile app available for our Japanese customers and for Apple devices. And thanks to the fact that we recently released a completely new version of our dashboard and of the client zone, as you may witnessed, it's now going to be very easy to basically deploy it to mobile apps, or kind of make it available also as mobile apps. That's something that probably or maybe will be part of the summer release that I mentioned. And like I said, it's already available for our Japanese audience, so the English version is just around the corner. And there's more questions from past, but I think these were the most interesting. And now I can go to the questions from your comments. So thanks for waiting. Quite a lot of them. Japanese customers, welcome everyone. Okay, we have a question from Japan, so I'll start with that. I'm curious to know if JP customers want to connect with other traders and whether they are inclined to trade by themselves or in group, which is a good question, and it also is handy for me because I already mentioned that we plan to do a conference and an event in Japan, in Tokyo, in early October. We will actually release more information about this soon. And one of the reasons why we are doing this is that when talking to our traders, when talking to our partners in Japan, this was exactly the feedback, that there is not that many events or meetups about trading happening in Japan, even though there is like so many traders or people who kind of do trading in Japan. So we would like to help to change this, and the event in October will be the first step towards this. And I believe if you come there, you'll be definitely meeting many like-minded people, and you can even create new communities and new connections. So that will be definitely appreciated if we can see each other there. So that's one thing. Hello, how can I become an affiliate? Easy answer, just log into our My Fintokei client zone, and there's a whole section for affiliates and partners. So just apply through there. Okay, what do you think makes Fintokei stand out from other prop firms in the industry? That's a tricky one, but I would say most importantly it's the background that either myself but the whole team have, and the long-term vision that we have, and that we want to be part of this industry, and actually connecting this industry with the brokerage industry in the long future, because I personally believe that prop trading is actually still just in its very beginnings, and in maybe even near future, the prop trading or the challenges will actually be the first thing that any trader, even the completely newcoming traders, should start with before they actually try to trade on a brokerage account, because of the fact that with the prop trading, with the simulated prop trading, there is very limited risk on the trader side. And I think it's a really good concept for anyone interested in trading to learn, to improve their skills, and to actually start with this before actually moving to the live account. So I would say one thing is this understanding and basically envisioning of the whole industry and of the connections we can make through our brokerage setup, through our other regulated entities, either from a brokerage or even portfolio management services sectors. Secondly, I would say it's the trading infrastructure and even the size of the capital that we can actually provide on our virtually funded accounts, because the biggest ProTrader account that you guys can actually get to straight away is the $400,000 or euros or 10 million Czech crowns account, which is standing out in the industry, I would say. So that's the second thing. And thirdly, I would say it's definitely the customer support and the dedication all of our team members actually pay to all of our traders and your questions. And hopefully on the fourth level, I can mention the community next time, because as I said, that's something we would like to focus on very soon. Okay, another question about the merchandise. So yes, we plan to give out the merchandise to traders who are cooperating with us for a longer time and who are willing to share their stories, their insights, make an interview with me or with one of my colleagues, or either as a video or as an article. So yeah, if you'll be willing to do this, or if you meet us at some event, which is another thing, we can definitely reward you with some merchandise, because that's our plan. Okay, another question. This is a good one. Hi David, what is the highest scaling level achieved so far in Fintokei? So actually, the highest level was 4th. So there was a trader who achieved level 4 in our scaling plan, which required him to make more than 40% of gain and basically keep the virtually funded account for more than 8 months, which is very good. However, I would definitely want to see more traders reaching these numbers, because I would say there's, based on last time I checked, is less than 1%, is actually less than 0.5% of all the traders who get to the virtually funded account who actually manage to keep the funded account for longer than 3 months. And that's, again, going back to the risk management and consistency topic, that's actually the whole idea behind prop trading, or why we started this venture and why we started Fintokei. And it was to teach and explain and motivate people to learn to trade less aggressively and more consistently and in a long-term vision or long-term period in mind. So even though that we have someone in the 4th level of scaling, me personally, I'm not so much satisfied with this, because our expectations were actually different. We expected that there will be more people getting or utilizing the scaling plan and getting actually to higher levels sooner. So that's something we would like to maybe work a little bit, so that all of this long-term consistent trading is maybe even more motivating for you guys to pursue than it is now. So that's a little comment to this. Hello, can I risk 2% on a single trade? Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, one of our crucial or key rules is that you cannot risk more than 3% on open trades at one time. So 2% is fine. 3% is the limit where we actually would get notified and send you a warning. So please keep this in mind. A lot of questions, so let me pick some more. There's a technical question about our servers. Why is your service UTC +3 and not UTC 0? Which, to be honest, I don't know the answer straight out of my head. But if you can contact our support, we'll definitely find out the answer. I would say there's something to do with the setup of the trading servers that our partner broker has. And also, I would say it's pretty common that the servers are set in this setup, because we would like the ending candles, the hour candles, to end with the American session. So I think that's the reason. So if we had the server set in, let's say, UTC 0, the daily chart would not end at midnight of the server time, if that's clear. But let me ask my colleagues to define the answer in a more proper way, and please contact our customer support, and they will let you know a better answer or a more clarifying answer, let's say. Another question about payout. So let me just, so if I made 20% profit on your 400K account, how likely is it that I will get my profit split paid? Let's say this 20% could take me 2 to 6 months to generate. So, of course, it's hard for me to guarantee this, because it depends on whether you would not be using any prohibited practices. However, if you actually get to a virtually funded phase and keep trading profitably, I think there is almost like zero chance that you will not get your payout paid. We practically haven't denied any payout for the 3 years of our existence for legitimate traders. There were like 5 examples, actually, if I'm being completely honest, where we did deny the payout because we found out that the person was utilizing the prohibited practices, and that we had like a clear evidence of such actions inside of our platform. So when we found out this, we had to terminate the cooperation and even deny a payout. Like I said, it happened only in 5 cases, and only when we had like really exact proof of the wrongdoing and cheating the platform. However, in any other cases, we are completely reliable. And as I said in the beginning, the amount of payouts we have paid up so far is more than $20 million. We are paying out even amounts more than 100,000 per payout. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried. And I'll be actually happy if you come use our services and showcase this performance that you described. And hopefully even make an interview with me or with one of my colleagues afterwards, because that can be a nice motivation for other traders as well. Okay, how many Japanese people are working in Fintokei? They offer the top-notch customer support. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's one of our, let's say, priorities or core values. And we have right now 7 Japanese native-speaking colleagues working for Fintokei. So pretty big crew. And let me also appreciate their work this way, and thank you guys for providing such a good and great service. And I hope you guys in Japan do appreciate it. Hello, is it possible to become part of the development team? I'm a graphic designer. Yeah, I mean, yes, please let us know more about yourself. Contact our customer support team, and they will forward your message to our HR and to myself. And we'll see if there is something we can do together. Okay. Wait. Are you considering a one-step plan? Yes. Actually, I know that right now the whole industry is somehow trending towards the instant funding models, which is, however, something we don't really look at, to be honest. I don't think the instant funding model is something that goes in line with our vision that I described earlier today, as well as I believe it has certain legal, let's say, complications that maybe companies based somewhere, whoever knows where, don't really care about, but us, like I said, doing things properly, even being established here in the Czech Republic, we always do a lot of legal checks before making any changes or actions. And like I said, the instant funding model is not something we would be looking at. However, the one-step plan is something we are being asked about. So it's something that we are looking into at the moment as well. And it might be part of the summer news. So yeah, bear with us a little more, and maybe you'll be surprised with something like this sometime soon. And let me just check also the Instagram if we have any some questions there as well. Sorry, guys. So first question is, how good are your spreads on euro-dollar? Well, I can of course say that they are very good, but the best advice would be to check by yourself. We offer a free trial account, so please just log into our platform or to our client zone, set up a free trial account for free, and you can basically check our spreads in a live way by yourself. I would say they are very competitive. We don't have any markups or any other additions to the spread or changes to the spread. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with them at the moment. Can I please have a free account? Yes, you can try for free, because we do offer free trials. However, if you want to really challenge yourself and get for some funding, you will have to pay unless you will become a winner of some of our giveaway initiatives. But we do offer accounts for as little as 100 or even less dollars. And sometimes we do special offers and special discounts, so please follow us, and hopefully we'll be you'll find some good products for you. Yeah, is there a question about SwiftTrader? So probably there was a question whether SwiftTrader, one of our plans, is a instant or one step. I would say right now is something in between. But if you kind of read in between the lines from what I was saying, we are not going to the instant direction, just like maybe the rest of the industry, but we'll probably and maybe moving the SwiftTrader plan towards the one-step plan, and we'll try to be interesting and exciting and competitive in this regard for you guys sometime soon. And another question, hello, do you still have 40% consistency rules for withdrawal? Actually, no, and we never had this rule applicable. So maybe you're confusing this with some other company. Basically, and I'll repeating myself, but there are no rules for withdrawals or no deductions of payouts. So if you manage to get to a virtually funded phase, if you manage to get to or manage to make profits on your virtually funded account, and unless you do some kind of a prohibited activity that is clearly described in our TAC and in our FAQs, you are guaranteed to have a payout, and we never denied payout in such case, or kind of make the payout lower or apply any additional conditions, nothing like that. So I hope that kind of clarifies things once again. Why are you not hosting any giveaways? Yes, that might change soon, as of next month by latest. And I do love your transparency. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go back to YouTube. Any more comments here? Hello, is it possible to trade one trade 1,000 lots on FX? Good question, but I think no. We definitely have it described in our FAQs, and you can find it easily over there. I think the maximum per one trade is 500, if I'm not mistaken, on FX. And I think it's 200 on indices and gold. But yeah, don't take my word for granted. Please check our FAQs. It's definitely described there. We actually discussed it a few days ago. When taking the withdrawal, do we have to take whole account profit or we can only take a portion of it? We actually don't limit you as far as I know. So you can take a portion of it and keep some of it on your account. That's possible. So I hope that helps. And what is the record payout in one period? The record one is actually 132,000 American dollars to one of our Japanese traders last year. So that's definitely a life-changing amount and impressive performance. But whenever I present these huge amounts, and I'll repeat myself because I'm kind of spoiled from the regulated industry, the trading is risky and aggressive trading is not something we are looking for. So don't be kind of blinded or, let's say, don't rush too much to get such a high payout on one payout cycle, but instead please focus on a long-term performance. That's definitely something that is much more appreciated, but also that actually helps you to grow and to kind of improve your strategy, which will, I would say, and I truly mean it, reward you much more in a longer time period than just kind of a rush for 100,000K payout in 2 weeks. That usually doesn't end well, and maybe someone can manage it, but it's like 1 in 1,000 of traders. So I wouldn't say it's something normal or something that you should be aspiring to. However, for example, the average payout on a ProTrader challenge is something around $4,000 or 100,000 Czech crowns. And I would say that's something that is much healthier to aspire to, and that's definitely a good goal or target that you can place for yourself, and that I would recommend. So I hope that helps as well. And another question here about Japanese market. How did you tailor your approach to attract and onboard Japanese traders, especially considering the unique financial culture here? Well, that's actually a good question. Of course, and as you may know, we did start Fintokei primarily for the Japanese community, because back then, 3 years ago, there was like no prop trading. Nobody knew actually prop trading in Japan, unless maybe a few people who knew English well and who were already maybe trading with some foreign prop firms. And it took us actually at least half a year to even like educate and explain what the virtual prop trading concept is and how it is beneficial to the traders, and why I think it's actually a future of trading, which I described earlier today. And of course, one of the many things we had to do in order to be interesting for Japanese audience, by localizing the whole website, the visual and graphic design, by of course having the native Japanese customer support, by setting up the whole payment infrastructure customized for Japanese audience, and many more technical things like this, by allowing and having the accounts available in Japanese yen, and probably many more that I just don't forget right now. But at the same time, I think there is much more potential, and I understand that our Japanese, or in general the Japanese audience, is pretty conservative, and there is still a lot of traders who maybe don't understand or don't even know about prop trading. So if you actually have any tips how to customize our product or anything else to be even more fitting to the Japanese market, please share with us or share with me. Again, feel free to contact me or our customer support, and I'll be happy to hear your feedback. So it's coming from Rie Miyazaki. So if you have any tips or ideas, please share. I'll be really appreciating them. And already 55 minutes, so I think we'll be getting to a last question. How many payouts today do we have? They are already answered, but scaling of the account, what is the maximum amount that you can actually get to? So the maximum amount of the scaling plan is actually 4 million euros. Unfortunately, nobody got to that level yet. It's basically the level 8, so it means you would need to trade consistently on one virtual funded account for more than 16 months and make at least 80% on that account. So pretty tough conditions. However, the reward and the actual capital is pretty mind-blowing. So that's the ultimate goal, I would say. And as soon as someone gets there, I'm sure we will make a massive celebration and promotion of this. So yeah, definitely, if you'll have more interest in our scaling plan, please look at our website or FAQs and read about it more. And what is coming in upcoming weeks? I don't mean giveaways, but for example, features like a roadmap. So we will have some giveaways and some special offers for summer, even for the end of June. So that's about the promotional part of it. And in terms of features and like a roadmap, as you mentioned in the comment, we will share more in July. Maybe we will have a similar session like this where me and maybe some of my colleagues will actually introduce you all the new stuff that we are currently working on. So I cannot share more about this right now, but let's say in a month or two we can reveal what we have been working for some time. But we mentioned some of that already today. It was a TradingView integration. It was maybe a one-step program. It was increasing or extending the amount of instruments that you can trade, including cryptocurrencies probably, and a few more. So yeah, stay tuned and follow us, of course, wherever you wish or prefer. And I guess that's it from my side right now. In case some of your questions wasn't answered, please, again, feel free to contact our customer support and they'll be happy to reply or forward it to myself. And maybe last words before or until we see each other on another event like this, because like I said, we would like to do more of these. I hope we will also see each other live at some of the events, some of the conferences, or anywhere else where we could actually meet up. So yeah, thank you very much for staying with us, for asking the questions. And before we actually turn this off, there will be more information or recapitulation of the special offer. So I can still see there are some available programs, part of this special offer. And like I said, for our Japanese community, there will be a special coupon and special instructions shared in our Japanese social media tomorrow or the day after. So once again, thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu for our Japanese customers and followers. And see you guys sometime soon again.